Hello, I'm an old guy and I do maths. And the question of the day is, what is a parallelogram? Um, and I have at least four answers here. A parallelogram is a four-sided shape where two sets of lines are parallel, as indicated by these little arrows. And so a number of very familiar shapes fall into this category. But there's one shape in particular that's associated with the idea of a parallelogram, and that's the one that I'm going to mark with black ink. I hope you can see the difference between the blue and the black. That's this one. That's the shape that we are primarily familiar with when it comes to talking about a parallelogram. These things are all parallelograms because they fit the definition. But as I say, this is the one that gets all the attention. So, what can we say about a parallelogram? Well, it has two sets of, I'll do this with a pen rather than my podgy finger. It's got two sets of parallel lines. Traditionally, it's sort of angled like this. It's non-right angled, but technically speaking, this is a parallelogram and it's got right angles in it. But this is the one, as I say, that we're interested in. Now, if we were to draw lines across here, and this is, I don't know if this is useful knowledge, but if we were to draw lines across here, this line and this line from the center, this would be the center, these two would be equal, and these two would be equal, but this would not equal that, which is what differentiates it from something like this, because if you draw lines across this and they meet in the middle, that, and that are all the same. So that's just a little bit of something extra. So that's what defines a parallelogram. It is a four-sided figure with two pairs of parallel lines, and this is the one that we deal with mostly when we're talking about it. These things have other names, and we deal with them very slightly differently. Very slightly differently. Now, the next question is, how do we find the area of such a thing? Finding the perimeter is really, really simple. It's that length plus that length plus that length plus that length. But finding the area is, there's a little bit more to it than that. So the area is equal to the length, which is this, L, so that's an L, times the height. I'll make my H quite different. So this is the height here. It is not the length times this. That's really important. If we look back up at this shape and this shape, it is the length times this. It is the length times this that finds the area of these two shapes. But that is because the line here is the same as the height. That's very important. So let's take some numbers. 10, 5, and we'll say that the height is 4. So we use this number and this number, not this number and this number. So we're not interested in that. So very simply, the area of this is equal to 10 times 4, which equals 40 units squared, because we don't know what units we're using here. And that is a crash course in parallelograms. Thanks very much for watching. I hope that was useful. See you next time.